Chosen one, what I'm about to reveal will ignite something in your spirit that's been dormant during your testing season, that's been waiting during your trial period, that's been paused during your examination phase. Because something monumental just occurred in the spiritual realm that you need to understand, that you must comprehend, that you cannot afford to miss. You passed the test. Not barely, not marginally, not by minimum requirement. You passed decisively, completely, comprehensively. And passing that test triggered something in the heavenly realms, activated something in divine dimensions, initiated something in supernatural spheres that will manifest so rapidly, so dramatically, so overwhelmingly in your natural circumstances that you'll barely recognize your life within days, within hours, within moments of the shift occurring. The tables are turning. Not gradually over months or years, not slowly through incremental progress, not eventually through patient waiting. Overnight, the tables are turning overnight. What was up is coming down. What was down is going up. Who was winning is about to lose. Who was losing is about to win. Who had control is about to surrender. Who lacked control is about to command. Everything is reversing, flipping, inverting in ways that will shock everyone watching, stun everyone observing, amaze everyone witnessing, including you, because the speed of reversal, the completeness of inversion, the totality of flip will be unlike anything you've experienced, anything you've witnessed, anything you've imagined possible. You passed the test. That grueling examination you've been enduring, that impossible trial you've been surviving, that overwhelming challenge you've been facing, you passed. And heaven has been waiting for you to pass, holding back blessing until you passed, postponing promotion until you proved yourself through the test, through the trial, through the challenge that wasn't random, wasn't arbitrary, wasn't coincidental, but was divine examination specifically designed to qualify you for what's coming, to prepare you for what's arriving, to position you for what's manifesting that required you to pass this specific test at this specific level with this specific result. Now watch what happens. Watch how fast circumstances shift. Watch how rapidly situations reverse. Watch how quickly dynamics invert. The tables turn overnight. Your enemies who were celebrating think they've won. Your oppressors who were gloating believe they've conquered. Your adversaries who were boasting assume they've defeated you permanently, destroyed you completely, eliminated you irreversibly. They have no idea what's coming. They don't perceive what's shifting. They can't see what's reversing, but you will see. You will witness, you will experience tables turning so dramatically, so completely, so overwhelmingly, that everyone will know divine intervention occurred, that supernatural reversal happened, that heavenly justice executed. Tonight, you're going to understand exactly what test you passed, why passing it matters, what tables turning overnight means practically, specifically, tangibly in your life, in your circumstances, in your reality. You're going to see what was being tested, what was being examined, what was being evaluated during the season you thought would break you, during the period you believed would defeat you, during the time you assumed would destroy you but actually was qualifying you, preparing you, positioning you for overnight reversal so complete, so total, so comprehensive that your before and after will be unrecognizable from each other. You passed the test. Now watch the tables turn overnight. This is your moment. This is your shift. This is your reversal from down to up, from last to first, from forgotten to remembered, from dismissed to celebrated, from oppressed to liberated, from defeated to victorious overnight, because you passed the test that qualified you for rapid reversal, that positioned you for sudden shift, that prepared you for complete table turning that happens so fast it can only be attributed to divine intervention, to supernatural orchestration, to heavenly justice executing judgment against those who tested you wrongly while simultaneously executing promotion for you who endured testing rightly. Let me take you back to when the test began, when the trial started, when the examination commenced. You didn't recognize it as test initially. It just felt like attack, like opposition, like difficulty that you assumed was temporary challenge, momentary obstacle, brief struggle you'd overcome quickly and move past smoothly. But the attack didn't end quickly. The opposition didn't cease momentarily. The difficulty didn't resolve briefly. It intensified, it escalated, it expanded into every area of your life, touching every relationship, affecting every resource, impacting every opportunity until you were completely surrounded, thoroughly challenged, overwhelmingly tested. They came at you from every direction. Your enemies coordinated, your oppressors synchronized, your adversaries strategized together to ensure maximum pressure, complete isolation, total devastation. They attacked your finances, trying to break you economically. They assaulted your relationships, attempting to isolate you socially. They targeted your reputation, working to destroy you publicly. They struck at your peace, hoping to defeat you mentally. They hit your faith, intending to eliminate you spiritually. Every front, every dimension, every area, simultaneously, systematically, strategically. This wasn't random difficulty, this was test, divinely orchestrated test, not God causing the attacks. But God allowing the test, permitting the trial, sanctioning the examination because you needed to be tested at this level to be qualified for what's coming, examined at this intensity to be prepared for what's arriving, challenged at this magnitude to be positioned for what's manifesting that's so significant, so substantial, so weighty, that it requires someone tested, someone proven, someone qualified at levels most believers never reach. Most people never experience, most individuals never survive. During the test, specific things were being evaluated, particular qualities were being examined, certain characteristics were being assessed. First, your faithfulness was tested. Would you remain faithful when blessing didn't come? Would you stay committed when breakthrough didn't manifest? Would you continue serving when reward wasn't visible? They watched to see if you'd quit when things got hard, abandon ship when storms intensified, surrender mission when opposition escalated. But you didn't quit. You didn't abandon. You didn't surrender. You remained faithful when faithfulness was costly, stayed committed when commitment was painful, continued serving when serving seemed pointless. Your faithfulness during impossibility qualified you for blessing during visibility. Your commitment during darkness positioned you for breakthrough during light. Your service during testing prepared you for reward during manifestation. You passed the faithfulness test. First qualification checked. First requirement met. First standard exceeded. Second, your integrity was tested. Would you compromise when pressure increased? Would you cheat when resources decreased? Would you lie when truth was costly? They created situations requiring you to choose between integrity and advancement, between honesty and opportunity, between righteousness and reward. Easy path required compromise. Difficult path demanded integrity. Most choose easy path. You chose difficult path. You maintained integrity when compromise would have been simpler, preserved honesty when deception would have been easier, sustained righteousness when corruption would have been more profitable. Your integrity during testing qualified you for authority during manifestation. Your honesty during trial positioned you for influence during victory. Your righteousness during examination prepared you for power during elevation. You passed the integrity test. Second qualification checked. Second requirement met. Second standard exceeded. Third, your forgiveness was tested. Would you forgive those who wronged you? Would you release those who hurt you? Would you bless those who cursed you? They orchestrated situations where people betrayed you deeply, wounded you severely, damaged you significantly, expecting you to respond with bitterness, with vengeance, with retaliation that would disqualify you, that would prove you unready, that would demonstrate you unprepared for what requires forgiving heart, releasing spirit, blessing attitude toward even enemies. But you forgave, you released, you blessed. Not because they deserved forgiveness, because you needed freedom. Not because they earned release, because you required peace. not because they merited blessing. Because you demanded clear conscience. You forgave when forgiveness was hardest, released when releasing was painful, blessed when blessing seemed impossible. Your forgiveness during betrayal qualified you for relationships during elevation. Your release during wounding positioned you for connections during promotion. Your blessing during cursing prepared you for community during manifestation. You passed the forgiveness test. Third qualification checked. Third requirement met. Third standard exceeded. Fourth, your humility was tested. Would you stay humble during attack? Would you remain lowly during oppression? Would you maintain meekness during persecution? They created situations designed to provoke pride, to generate arrogance, to produce self-righteousness that would disqualify you, that would prove you unready, that would demonstrate you unprepared for elevation. Requiring humble heart, lowly spirit, meek attitude that doesn't demand recognition, doesn't require validation, doesn't need acknowledgement. You stayed humble, you remained lowly, you maintained meekness. Not from weakness, from strength under control, not from insecurity, from confidence in God's validation, not from lack of worth, from recognition that worth comes from divine assignment, not human applause. Your humility during testing qualified you for honor during visibility. Your lowliness during trial positioned you for recognition during breakthrough. Your meekness during examination prepared you for celebration during manifestation. You passed the humility test. Fourth qualification checked. Fourth requirement met. Fourth standard exceeded. Fifth, your endurance was tested. Would you persist when quitting seemed reasonable? Would you continue when stopping seemed justified? Would you endure when surrendering seemed acceptable? They extended the test longer than you expected, prolonged the trial beyond what you anticipated, stretched the examination past what you imagined possible, hoping you'd quit from exhaustion, stop from weariness, surrender from fatigue, proving you lacked endurance for long haul. Stamina for extended journey, persistence for prolonged mission. But you endured. You persisted. You continued. When quitting would have been understandable, when stopping would have been acceptable, when surrendering would have been justified, you kept going. You kept fighting. You kept standing. Your endurance during impossibility qualified you for completion during possibility. Your persistence during testing positioned you for finishing during manifestation. Your continuation during trial prepared you for victory during breakthrough. You passed the endurance test. Fifth qualification checked. Fifth requirement met. Fifth standard exceeded. You passed all 5 tests. Faithfulness test, integrity test, forgiveness test, humility test, endurance test. Each test was designed to disqualify most people, to eliminate majority, to filter out those not ready for what's coming, not prepared for what's arriving, not qualified for what's manifesting. But you passed, all 5, decisively, completely, comprehensively. And passing these tests triggered something in heaven, activated something in divine realms, initiated something in supernatural dimensions that will manifest as tables turning overnight in your natural circumstances. Now let me show you exactly what tables turning overnight means practically, specifically, tangibly, in different areas of your life where tables were turned against you during testing but are now turning in your favor after passing. First, financial tables are turning. During testing, your finances were under attack. Money was tight. Resources were limited. Provision was scarce. Debt was mounting. Lack was constant. Bills exceeded income. Needs surpassed resources. You were struggling financially, barely surviving economically, constantly worried about provision. But financial tables are turning overnight. Money that was blocked is flowing. Resources that were restricted are releasing. Provision that was scarce is becoming abundant. Debt that was mounting is decreasing. Lack that was constant is transforming into plenty, suddenly, rapidly, overnight. Not through your effort alone, but through divine intervention. Unexpected checks arriving, surprise gifts manifesting, unusual opportunities emerging, debts being forgiven mysteriously. Income streams multiplying unexpectedly. This isn't slow financial recovery, this is rapid financial reversal. Tables turning overnight financially means you go from barely surviving to abundantly thriving. From constant lack to consistent plenty, from mounting debt to increasing wealth, not over years but over nights. Not through decades but through days. Not via slow progression but through sudden reversal that everyone witnessing knows is supernatural, divine, miraculous. Second, relational tables are turning. During testing, your relationships were under attack. Friends abandoned you. Family misunderstood you. Allies betrayed you. Supporters disappeared. Connections severed. You were isolated relationally, alone socially, abandoned interpersonally. People who promised loyalty showed betrayal. Individuals who claimed support demonstrated abandonment. Connections who declared permanence proved temporary. But relational tables are turning overnight. People who left are returning with apologies. Individuals who abandoned are reaching out with regret. Connections who severed are reconnecting with repentance. And simultaneously, new people are entering. Better people. More aligned individuals. Truly supportive connections who celebrate you, genuinely encourage you, authentically participate in your growth instead of feeling threatened by it, diminished by it, competitive about it. This isn't slow relational recovery, this is rapid relational reversal. Tables turning overnight relationally means you go from isolated to surrounded, from abandoned to supported, from alone to connected, not over months but over moments. Not through years, but through nights. Not via gradual rebuilding, but through sudden reversal where right people appear. Wrong people disappear. Authentic connections form. Toxic relationships dissolve rapidly, completely, permanently. Third, professional tables are turning. During testing, your career was under attack. Opportunities were blocked. Advancement was prevented. Recognition was withheld. Credit was stolen, progress was hindered. You were stuck professionally, plateaued career-wise, stagnant occupationally. Doors that should have opened stayed closed. Promotions that should have come were denied. Recognition that should have been given went to others. But professional tables are turning overnight. Opportunities that were blocked are opening. Advancement that was prevented is occurring. Recognition that was withheld is arriving. Credit that was stolen is being restored. Progress that was hindered is accelerating, suddenly, rapidly, overnight, doors opening without you knocking, promotions arriving without you asking, recognition coming without you seeking, opportunities emerging without you pursuing. This isn't slow professional recovery. This is rapid professional reversal. Tables turning overnight professionally means you go from stuck to advancing, from plateaued to promoted, from stagnant to accelerating, not over years but over nights. Not through decades but through days. Not via slow climbing but through sudden elevation where you skip levels, bypass steps, accelerate past peers who passed you earlier because divine promotion doesn't follow human timelines. Doesn't respect earthly hierarchies, doesn't recognize natural limitations. Fourth, health tables are turning. During testing, your health was under attack. Sickness emerged, pain persisted, strength decreased, energy depleted, vitality diminished. You were struggling physically, suffering bodily, declining health-wise. Diagnoses that frightened you, symptoms that concerned you, conditions that limited you. Your body was breaking down, wearing out, giving out under pressure of testing, weight of trial, burden of examination. But health tables are turning overnight. Sickness that emerged is leaving. Pain that persisted is ceasing. Strength that decreased is returning. Energy that depleted is restoring. Vitality that diminished is renewing. Suddenly, rapidly, overnight, not through medical intervention alone, but through divine healing. Supernatural restoration. Miraculous renewal that doctors cannot explain, medicine cannot account for, science cannot understand. This isn't slow health recovery, this is rapid health reversal. Tables turning overnight health-wise means you go from declining to improving, from sick to healthy, from weak to strong, not over months but over moments, not through years but through nights, not via gradual healing but through sudden reversal where symptoms disappear. Diagnoses change, prognoses improve, dramatically, completely, inexplicably in ways that testify to supernatural intervention. Fifth, spiritual tables are turning. During testing, your spiritual life was under attack. Faith was challenged, hope was tested, peace was assaulted, joy was attacked. Confidence was undermined. You were struggling spiritually, doubting inwardly, questioning privately whether God was real, whether heaven cared, whether divine promises were true or just comforting lies told by religious people to cope with harsh reality. But spiritual tables are turning overnight. Faith that was challenged is strengthening. Hope that was tested is increasing. Peace that was assaulted is returning. Joy that was attacked is renewing. Confidence that was undermined is rebuilding. Suddenly, rapidly, overnight, not through your effort alone, but through divine encounter. Heavenly visitation. Supernatural experience that confirms God is real, heaven does care. Divine promises are absolutely true and about to manifest in your life so powerfully, so tangibly, so undeniably that you'll never doubt again. This isn't slow spiritual recovery, this is rapid spiritual reversal. Tables turning overnight spiritually means you go from doubting to certain, from weak faith to strong faith, from questioning to confident not over years but over nights, not through decades but through days, not via slow rebuilding but through sudden encounter with divine reality that transforms your spiritual life permanently. Let me tell you what happens to those who tested you wrongly, who attacked you unjustly, who oppressed you illegally in spiritual terms when tables turn overnight after you pass the test they thought would break you, the trial they believed would defeat you, the examination they assumed would destroy you. First, they experience shock. Complete, absolute, undeniable shock. They were certain you'd fail. They were convinced you'd quit. They were sure you'd break under pressure they applied. Under testing they orchestrated. Under trial they coordinated. But you didn't fail. You passed. You didn't quit. You persisted. You didn't break. You endured. And now tables are turning. Your finances are reversing. Your relationships are restoring. Your career is accelerating. Your health is renewing. Your spirit is strengthening. All overnight. All suddenly, all dramatically, they're shocked because they didn't expect this, didn't anticipate this, didn't prepare for this. Their shock is beginning of their judgment, start of their consequence, commencement of their reaping what they sowed. Second, they experience fear. Fear that what they did to you is returning to them. Fear that tables turning against them as they turned against you. Fear that divine justice is executing judgment they cannot escape, cannot avoid, cannot prevent. This fear is legitimate. What they sowed unjustly against you, they will reap multiply against themselves. What they sent wrongfully toward you is returning exponentially toward them. What they intended evilly for you, God is reversing completely against them. Their fear is warranted. Tables are turning against them. Their finances are reversing negatively. Their relationships are dissolving painfully. Their careers are declining rapidly. Their health is deteriorating mysteriously. Their peace is evaporating completely. Everything they attacked in you is being attacked in them. Everything they tested in you is being tested in them. Everything they destroyed in you is being destroyed in them. This is divine justice. This is heavenly judgment. This is supernatural consequence for attacking anointed, for testing chosen, for oppressing protected. Third, they experience regret. Deep, painful, overwhelming regret about attacking you, about testing you, about oppressing you. They realize now they miscalculated catastrophically. They targeted wrong person. They attacked someone under divine protection. They tested someone heaven was watching. They oppressed someone God was preparing for promotion. Their regret is profound because they're experiencing consequences they cannot stop, cannot reverse, cannot escape. Some will attempt to apologize, some will try to make amends, some will seek to repair what they destroyed. How you respond is your choice. Forgiveness is required for your freedom. But restoration of relationship is not required. You can forgive without reconciling. You can release without reconnecting. You can bless them from distance without welcoming them into proximity. Wisdom is necessary. Discernment is crucial. Not everyone who regrets deserves access. Not everyone who apologizes has earned trust. Protect your promotion. Guard your elevation. Fourth, they experience public exposure. What they did privately in coordinating against you becomes known publicly. Their schemes get revealed. Their coordination gets exposed. Their attacks get uncovered. Truth comes to light. Reality gets revealed. Facts become known. This exposure is part of their judgment, element of their consequence, aspect of their reaping. You don't have to expose them. Truth exposes itself. Light reveals automatically. Time unveils eventually. Their exposure serves purpose beyond judgment. It vindicates you. It validates your testimony. It verifies your claims about what you endured, about what you survived, about what you overcame. People who doubted your story believe you now. Individuals who questioned your account acknowledge you now. Observers who dismissed your claims validate you now because exposure proves you were telling truth, reveals you were being attacked, demonstrates you were being tested beyond normal difficulty. Fifth, they experience their own testing. They tested you. Now they're being tested. But they won't pass like you passed. They lack your faithfulness. They lack your integrity. They lack your forgiveness. They lack your humility. They lack your endurance. They'll fail tests you passed. They'll quit trials you survived. They'll break under pressure you endured. And their failing while you passed becomes testimony to your qualification, to your preparation, to your readiness for what you received after passing tests. They're now failing. Now let me give you critical wisdom for navigating tables turning overnight, for stewarding sudden reversal, for managing rapid shift from down to up, from last to first, from oppressed to liberated. First, stay humble during reversal. Tables turning in your favor can produce pride if you're not careful. You passed tests others failed. You endured trials others quit. You survived examination others couldn't handle. You could become proud about your passing, arrogant about your endurance, self-righteous about your qualification. Resist pride. Maintain humility. Remember that your passing was empowered by grace. Your endurance was sustained by divine help. Your qualification was enabled by heavenly assistance. You didn't pass alone. God helped you. Heaven sustained you. Divine grace empowered you. Stay humble. Give credit to God. Acknowledge divine assistance. Recognize heavenly sustenance. Humility keeps tables turned in your favor. Pride turns tables back against you. Second, forgive quickly during reversal. Tables turning brings your enemies into difficult situations. You'll be tempted to celebrate their difficulties, to rejoice in their struggles, to enjoy their consequences. Resist that temptation. Forgive quickly. Release completely. Bless genuinely, not because they deserve it, because you deserve freedom from bitterness that will poison your reversal, contaminate your promotion, corrupt your elevation. Forgiveness doesn't mean trusting them again. Release doesn't mean reconnecting with them. Blessing doesn't mean welcoming them back. You can forgive and maintain boundaries. You can release and keep distance. You can bless and protect your peace. Quick forgiveness during reversal keeps your heart clean, your spirit free, your soul unburdened to receive fully, to steward wisely, to maximize completely everything tables turning brings. Third, help others during reversal. Tables turning positions you to help others still being tested, still being tried, still being examined. Your passing qualifies you to encourage their persistence. Your endurance equips you to strengthen their continuation. Your victory enables you to inspire their fighting. Don't forget what testing felt like. Don't dismiss others' trials because yours ended. Don't minimize others' struggles because yours resolved. Help others being tested. Share your testimony, encourage their faith, strengthen their endurance. Your story becomes their hope. Your testimony becomes their medicine. Your passing becomes their evidence that tests are passable, trials are survivable, examinations are completable. Helping others during reversal multiplies your own blessing, expands your own promotion, elevates your own elevation because generosity attracts more. Service invites greater. Giving generates abundance. Fourth, steward wisely during reversal. Tables turning brings resources, opportunities, influence you didn't have during testing. Steward wisely. Manage carefully. Invest strategically. Don't waste what reversal brings. Don't squander what tables turning provides. Don't misuse what overnight shift delivers. What you receive during reversal is meant to be multiplied, not consumed, invested, not spent, stewarded, not wasted. Wise stewardship during reversal positions you for continued elevation. Careful management during promotion qualifies you for further advancement. Strategic investment during overnight shift prepares you for next level, requiring wisdom you develop now. Stewardship you practice now. Multiplication you create now. Steward wisely. Manage carefully, invest strategically. Fifth, worship continuously during reversal. Praise God for tables turning. Thank heaven for overnight shift. Worship divine justice for executing reversal. Your worship during promotion declares that reversal came from God, shift originated from heaven, promotion derived from divine intervention, not from your power, not from your ability, not from your excellence alone. Worship protects promotion. Thanksgiving maintains reversal. Praise sustains elevation. Continuous worship during tables turning keeps you connected to source of reversal, aligned with author of promotion, submitted to orchestrator of overnight shift. Worship continuously. Thank God constantly. Praise heaven regularly. Your worship during reversal determines your character during elevation, your heart during promotion, your spirit during ongoing advancement. So chosen one, you pass the test, the faithfulness test, the integrity test, the forgiveness test, the humility test, the endurance test. Each test designed to disqualify most people. But you passed, all five, decisively, completely, comprehensively, and passing triggered something in heaven, activated something in divine realms, initiated something in supernatural dimensions. The tables are turning. Now, overnight, not gradually, not slowly, not eventually, overnight. Financial tables turning, relational tables turning, professional tables turning, health tables turning, spiritual tables turning. All simultaneously, all rapidly, all completely, from down to up, from last to first, from oppressed to liberated, from defeated to victorious. Overnight, your enemies who tested you wrongly are experiencing shock, fear, regret, public exposure, their own testing. Their consequences are proportional to their attacks, equivalent to their oppression, matching their injustice. Divine justice is executing. Heavenly judgment is manifesting. Supernatural consequences occurring for what they did to you while you were being tested, while you were being tried, while you were being examined. Stay humble during reversal. Forgive quickly. Help others being tested. Steward wisely. Worship continuously. Your worship Response to tables turning determines your sustainability and promotion, your longevity and elevation, your permanence and advancement that's beginning now, manifesting now, occurring now overnight because you passed the test that qualified you, prepared you, positioned you for rapid reversal, sudden shift, complete table turning. You passed the test. Now watch the tables turn overnight. This is your moment. This is your shift. This is your reversal. The testing season ended. The passing was confirmed. The promotion was triggered. The tables are turning. Overnight, dramatically, completely. Everything reversing, everything inverting, everything flipping in your favor because you passed the test. Now watch the tables turn overnight. Forever.